Welcome, all you Plus 2 comedy modifiers, to another episode of the Plus 2 Comedy Podcast. I'm your host, as always, TV's Noah Houlihan, going super fast because I don't have a lot of time today. Please come to our upcoming shows. We're going to be at Anime Next. We're going to be at Too Many Games. We're going to be at DexCon. And we're going to be at Mag Labs. I haven't announced two of those, so this is a big deal. But I don't have time to explain. We got to get this episode out very quickly. It's actually coming out early because Anniversario is this Saturday, and our guest is the director of fun for Chikara, Bryce Remsburg. So, after the show, be sure to check out ChikaraTix.com or ChikaraTopia.com so you can get some Anniversario goodness this Saturday, also known as tomorrow. And now, without any further ado, take it away.
Who's ready for a podcast? Nobody. Nobody is ready. Everyone is confused and giggling. This is the Plus 2 Comedy Podcast, coming to you live from Gamers Vault. That's 175 Route 70 in Medford, New Jersey. I'm your host, as always, TV's Noah Houlihan, joined, as always, by the Nick Patrick to my Earl Hebner. How you doing, Will?
Oh, you know who those people
They're
are?
They're both referees.
Okay.
He's the superior one. He made himself the better one.
Wasn't Meat a referee?
Meat? No, Meat was Sean Stasiak, and he was a wrestler that couldn't win matches because he was constantly having sex with Terry Reynolds.
Constantly.
No, but like the refs went on strike.
So they did make
there was
Meat.
a
Yeah,
scab,
this
yeah.
was like one episode of wrestling I remember for some
Yeah,
reason.
that was a good pull.
Yeah.
What a weird only episode to
Yeah.
remember.
And it was like, remember the bad wrestling that was on like Saturday?
Yes.
Yeah, like
Shotgun.
Superstars.
Yeah.
Oh, Shotgun Saturday Night is
Yeah,
another one.
Shotgun
Yeah.
Okay. I'm fine.
Okay, good. Glad to hear it. Our guest this week is the senior official for Chikara Pro Wrestling and the director of fun.
Ooh la la, baby.
Give it up for Bryce Remsburg.
Oh, they're hanging from the rafters in Medford. Thank you.
yeah.
You in the back.
Yeah.
Dozens. New
Please sit down so people
attendants.
can see.
Right. File and make room for the others. Thanks
Yeah.
for coming out.
Standing room only.
Right, to Gamers Vault. But plenty of room on Twitch, I understand.
Yes, plenty of room here on
No
Twitch.
no SRO signs can go up on Twitch.
No. Yeah.
Are there any other social media platforms named after
Problems.
yes, like consequence of Tourette's disease? Like is there blurt? Is there like every time I hear
There
Twitch,
was-
I feel like it's a malady or an insult or something. You're like you're calling attention to something
I
that
think
someone
there was a plurk for a while.
Yeah, that's something
There was a
you could do.
plurk.
What'd you do on Plurk?
It was like Twitter, I think.
Tout?
Tout. I remember Tout.
I remember Tout.
Tout was great.
What?
Tout apparently still exists.
I never used Tout.
Yeah, I had a social media website that was called Withdrawal Trembles.
Okay.
Withdrawal trembles, yeah.
Didn't go over well.
That sounds antisocial. So, quite the opposite.
Yeah, it was an
Something you
antisocial-
don't want.
Yeah. It was just him.
I don't fully
Shaking.
understand Twitch, and I refuse to have it explained to me. So please don't
Oh,
try.
I-
I
I-
don't want to know. I don't
Oh,
want to know.
okay.
I'm content with my ignorance about Twitch. I'm okay with
What
it.
do you have any theories?
It's something that people watch wrestling on sometimes.
Yes, because
Okay.
I was about to say Chikara has a
right.
Twitch
Chikara
channel.
has a Twitch. That's a new thing. And there was a promotion in Austin, Texas called Wrestle Circus. They didn't do live streaming traditionally. They only did their shows through Twitch.
Yes.
And that was like a very hot button controversial decision, and I don't understand why.
I don't
I'm okay-
either, and I know what Twitch is.
I'm okay with ignorance.
And
I'm okay
you'd
with
rather
ignorance.
not know.
Yes, I figured out how to put an Instagram story up recently. That's my social media discovery for this calendar year.
Nice.
Come on in, guys. Come on. Yep, make room. Come on in.
Please don't fight.
Come on in. Yep, plenty of room. Thanks for coming. Thanks for
Yeah.
supporting the podcast.
Yeah,
Yep,
Bryce ref
we got room for plus 2 more. What's
yeah.
that?
Bryce ref's instincts are
Yeah.
immediately like, oh, I got to break this up.
Yeah. Hold on.
I gotta jump in
I
there.
see an issue. I'm never truly off duty.
Yeah,
It's like Batman.
Yeah. You
If
just
there's
may
right,
have to
something
break
needs my
something up.
attention. It gets my attention. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, gotcha.
Now-
and easily distracted.
Yeah, I was going to say, as a ref, if anyone comes up to you and starts yelling at you, you have to immediately
Oh, yeah.
engage eye contact and not look at anything else.
Yes, there's a promotion called Lucha Libre and Laughs out of Denver, Colorado, where they
Okay.
do stand-up set wrestling match, stand-up set wrestling match. They alternate.
What?
And it's awesome. It's great. And their two stand-up comedians do live commentary over the matches over the PA system, which is usually really distracting
It's
and
usually the
infuriating.
worst,
It's
yeah.
usually the worst. But these guys are super funny, and I didn't know them before. I learned this as the show. I watched.
Are they named...
Will and Noah?
I was just going to... Hold on. I was trying to reverse the names. Hooli Noahan
This
and
is terrible.
Liam Williams.
Please stop.
I would have said yes had you not hesitated.
Yeah.
So and
It's the rule of
and
yes
before
and.
I realized this is happening, I realized these guys are cool and they want to play. They could maybe play ball. And I said, "Have you ever, concocted a situation where perhaps something untoward was going on behind the referee's back, and you on the microphone in front of the whole crowd where everyone can hear called attention to it, which made the referee turn around?" They're like, "No, we've never had anybody that wanted to play along with us." And I was like, "We're gonna do this tonight."
This is happening.
So there was, an evil manager who tried to sneak in the ring with a baseball bat, like a supervillain. I don't know. He had a cane. I think he had a cane.
Yeah.
This is more like a cartoon.
Tiptoe. And they're like, "Oh, turn around, Bryce." And I went, "What?" And I turned around and caught the guy and threw the cane out and ejected him. And I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, that stuff doesn't happen enough.
It's a place called the Oriental Theater. It's an old burlesque theater.
Nice.
Like an old... Speaking of untoward, it feels like some
Yes.
untoward things happened in the confines of this venue. But the ring's on a stage, and there's only seating on the outward, which is
Gotcha.
another thing that is usually infuriating.
Right.
But they make it work.
Well, we've
man.
done a couple of those.
Yeah.
With wrestling on the stage.
Wrestling on the stage. Oh yeah.
Where at?
Conventions, so they're not.
Oh,
set up
yep.
Yeah, we got
They do
banned
it
for
at
one.
PAX, right? They do it that way.
They do have it at PAX.
Yeah.
We did one at Gloucester County College.
Ooh.
And it was on
Name
stage.
drop, humble
Yes.
brag.
Yes, it's
Gloucester County
Hey, they're
College.
part of Rowan
It's
now.
now part
so-
of
Oh,
Rowan.
look out! Look out!
Yes. And we did a
Rowan has a WWE Superstar alumni.
Really?
Lindsay Dorado. He went to Rowan
I didn't
University.
know that.
He did,
I don't
he
know
did,
who that
yeah.
is, so
No, it
don't
doesn't.
matter.
It's
Yes,
cool. I just made it up.
Yeah, you could have just
This
made
is
up
all.
a name.
This is all a thing to mess with you.
It's a Chikara alumni as
Yeah.
well.
A Chikara alumni. Yep. And another WWE superstar that went to Rowan is named Dave Coulier. He's a wrestler. Just trust me. Yeah.
Cool, yeah.
He doesn't know. We can
Cut
tell.
it
We can tell
out.
him anything.
Yeah. But
Anyway, you were
we
saying.
had a match where we were doing cosplay wrestling, and we had someone from Assassin's Creed wrestle. And
Did you have a ring?
What?
Did you have a ring?
Yes, we rented it from Big Slam.
Nice. Of
Yes.
course. Big Slam.
Yes.
Now,
And
can't tell if that was the man's name or the company.
he's Big Slam.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I've seen him, and I'm like, oh, okay, his name's Big Slam.
Yes. And I'm not sure how much Assassin's Creed you've played.
0 to moderate.
0 to moderate.
Closer to
Okay,
0.
excellent.
Have you
Gotcha.
osmosis knowledge of it?
No.
None.
Very little, maybe.
That's true. You like to choose ignorance over learning.
Yes,
about
yeah.
things.
That's how I turn around. Right.
One of
It's
his
bliss, I understand.
Oh, that's you have no peripheries.
No.
You're
I have no hearing either.
Yes.
Sometimes there's white powdery substances that are
Yeah,
not what
all
you're
the
thinking when I
time.
turn around. Sometimes there are things lying in the ring. Sometimes the turnbuckle pad's off.
I bet you
It's
get
crazy what
knocked
happens.
unconscious very easily.
Very easily. I'm a fragile pile of bones. So I have a college degree too somehow, and all these things just happen around me. It all just withers
No
away.
idea how it happened.
Right. I'm worried it's going to affect my parenting one day. I'm going to be very
it's true.
easily overtaken.
Yeah, like, how many children do
I
you
have one 2-year-old son.
Okay, don't get another one because
Yeah,
then
no,
one's just going
right,
to yell
right,
at you
I'll-
while the other one steals
Yep,
cookies.
I'll get distracted easily.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
a
that's
good
problem.
point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah, just stick with the one.
I didn't know you cosplay wrestled, Noah.
What?
I didn't realize you cosplayed wrestled.
Yes.
Did you have training?
I have
I'm not
trained a
offensive.
bit.
I'm
Yeah.
curious.
No, but you're saying it like
No.
judgmentally.
Training.
Are you any
I-
good?
Yeah.
I trained at DWF.
Okay.
You didn't know what that was the last time I told you, so
Okay.
you probably still don't.
Duh Wrestling Federation.
The wrestling.
Ran by Big Slam.
The wrestling. No, it was
Air quotes, Danger Hawk.
it was run
Big
by Doc
Slam.
Diamond,
Fire.
not Doc Diamond. Fire. Doc Diamond ran.
Oh, okay. Dire.
Jokes from me and Bryce.
And Doc Diamond Dyer.
I will eventually tell you this story.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
So this assassin in the video game jumps off of buildings into hay.
Okay.
So we had this great idea that he would cover his opponent in hay and jump off the top rope. And we just made it go airborne, and there was just particles of hay in this theater for just days.
They were very pleased with you, right?
No, not at all.
Got a lot of return bookings on
Yeah.
that
They were
one.
like, we always wanted to make this a stable, and now we can. So it's easy.
Some varmints wandered in, confused. Is this where I'm meant to be?
What is this?
Yeah. What are they playing? Do you mind me asking? What are they playing? All different things.
A lot of Pokemon, a lot of...
yeah, there's a new one now. It's not Force of Will anymore.
Yeah.
There's another one.
They're bringing things from home.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is just basically like a facility that just allows this to happen here.
Allows basically anything to happen.
Right. It's a
Podcasts.
lawless nation.
Yeah.
It really
They're
is.
not patronizing the
Well,
Gamers
the
Vault,
conceit-
though.
I worked at a game store. The conceit is that those cards should be coming from the store that they play.
How much are...
Not always, and that is infuriating.
Do you have to buy your plots in advance at the Gamers Vault? Do you have to get a spot here to be buried here?
No.
I don't know if there is a table fee. I know some places do that.
Oh, okay.
But I've only been here a year and have never answered
Yeah,
that question.
I've never
What
played
happened?
a game here.
What happened with the Adventureland? Is that a sore subject? Can we not talk about that? Was there an incident?
No,
Did you
there
release
wasn't
hay? Is there?
We
Did you
released hay and
did varmints wander?
The
in?
mall was very haunted by dead retail stores.
Yeah.
And
Most
they-
malls are. I
they-
understand
They
nowadays.
spooked me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't like it.
We had the opportunity to we it wasn't working there anymore, and we
Okay.
ended up in another store, and then we ended up in another store.
Where was the other one?
We traveled around the
Hit the circuit.
yes,
Did
we hit
we
the
do somewhere
circuits, and
After
then
Adventureland?
yes, we did.
Where?
It was down by Jester's Playhouse.
He must have gone there,
Oh,
right? He had to have been there.
Yeah, you'd think.
Yeah,
Right.
but-
He was there.
It
and
all
there's
blends.
probably video of you there.
yeah.
Yeah.
I do
I
feel
was there every week.
I see the the on this day Facebook thing, like here's what happened, here's what you're doing on this day. I see photos of me and in a referee shirt, clearly refereeing a wrestling
Yeah.
match that I have no recollection of taking place.
That's
I don't know
gonna
where it
make
was
all the
at.
questions I have
I don't.
for
I don't
you.
know. I don't know where it was.
You keep getting bonked.
That's right. That's right. It's too many concussions, probably.
Mhm.
Yes.
I've only had one concussion I know of, and it's not wrestling related.
Oh, really?
I was so excited. Are you familiar with Knoebels? It's an amusement park in upstate Pennsylvania.
Obi-Wan Kenobles?
No.
Okay.
I wish. No, the Knoebels is great. It's a free amusement park. It's free to park, free to get in. It's basically one big carnival. You pay as you
How?
ride.
This
Okay, I was gonna
sounds
say this sounds
dangerous.
like a terrible
It
way
is
to make
dangerous.
money.
It is. It must. They must. I'm convinced they paid their people very poorly.
Yeah, it's a carnival.
Yeah. But the food's great. The rides are awesome. Anyhow, there's a paratrooper, and I
Are
was.
you just not paying?
I don't pay to get in. I pay for tickets.
That's what I'm saying. I think you're.
The
tickets to
tickets
get
are
in.
good.
Okay,
the tickets
gotcha.
are good from year to year. Like
It sounded like you were supposed to pay, but you just keep walking in.
And walking in and doing stuff.
Oh
and
no!
taking
Oh
food.
no! Someone in Twitchland. What do we say that?
Yeah, Twitchland.
In the
That's what it's
Twitchery?
called? Yeah.
To the Twitchery?
Yeah, the Twitchiverse.
The Twitchiverse. Yeah,
Yes.
I like that. Every time I have
Twitchoslovakia.
WWE on in the background, like Raw, or I'm watching for my friends, and they say WWE Universe. My wife, without fail, goes, "Oh, the Wienerverse," because she pictures it written, the Wienerverse.
Wienerverse.
And I was like, they probably don't appreciate that, but you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
That's actually the expanded universe of Wienerville.
Yes,
Welcome to Wienerville.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, Mark Wiener. You're right, of course. Also,
Get these
maybe
references, guys.
maybe the Wienerverse is a different demographic that they're not prepared for. Anyhow, I was so excited to run from the next ride. I ran off the paratrooper Knoebels when I was 8, and I bonked my head in a metal bar, and I woke up at in the first aid room, and that's a definite
missed some of
concussion.
your
Yeah,
time.
That
Carnival
was
you
a
don't pay
time
for, it
travel
sounds
knockout.
like. Yeah.
Go to Knoebels, you'll change your mind. It's a magical place.
All right. I
There are
will do that.
campgrounds. It's amazing. It's about 2.5 hours in Philadelphia.
Does it only show up once a year?
It's open from like May to September.
Yeah, I think it's like a carnival that burned down in like 1973.
Someone in
One day.
Twitchland, back me up on Knoebels. It's great.
I mean, we have a research department for this reason.
Are you spelling with a K? Oh, is that a joke?
I think it was, but it wasn't mic'd, so we'll never know.
Got to be a guest on this podcast to get mic'd. Sorry.
Yeah, we used to have a fourth mic, and we didn't set it up. We could have just
We
done
used to have a fourth wall too, but now these guys are playing.
Yeah,
it's all broken down.
Yeah.
It's a free form here at Gamers Vault.
Don't negate the premise.
We could say anything.
Yeah, they don't hear
They
it.
don't even know we're here.
no. It's very
totally
unsettling.
It's weird.
Yeah, it is. It's very odd.
It's a large room.
Yeah.
Isn't that right, Frank? Nope, no
Nothing,
Franks.
nothing.
Maybe, I don't know.
Quiet them. Shut up.
So I do have questions I want.
Oh, sure.
Because first off, WrestleMania weekend, you were down in
I
New
was.
Orleans.
Yes,
And,
they like that when you do that too.
yeah,
They
when you
appreciate
pronounce
that.
it correctly.
Yeah. You guys have a Philly cheesesteak, am I right?
Yeah,
It's
the
like
fluffy
that.
eagles.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
those.
Yeah. And they have in New Orleans too, apparently.
But I have to ask about a show that you refereed
Please.
because it was the weirdest thing.
Mhm.
You were part of Bloodsport.
I was.
The movie?
The
Basically.
sequel, basically. It was a
Matt
Van
Riddle's
Damme there?
Bloodsport.
no, he was too expensive. They did look into booking Van Damme.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they tried.
I'm not surprised.
It's all right. I hear he's a coward.
Yeah, apparently
Come
so.
at me, Van Damme.
He wasn't in New Orleans on this past April.
Because
It
you're
was
too afraid.
It was a knockout or submission. All the matches were knockout or submission, no pins. It was short,
Yes, no
explosive
ropes.
content, and that was the big thing. No ropes. The entire show had no ropes, and
This
I
is
never
just a fight you're describing.
basically.
Yeah, it was
basically.
Bloodsport.
15 years, 16 years I've been refereeing, and I have never been on one match without ropes on, and it's terrifying. Feels like
Yeah.
you're gonna fall off a cliff. Like
Yeah.
there's like a certain you're walking around the periphery of the ring, but like there were no ropes there, and it wasn't until the 6th match out of 7 they went out of the ring and people lost their minds.
Yeah.
And it was like really unique matchups. I don't know if the concept lasts the entire event, but it was fun for a while. It was kind of like there's only so much you can do,
Yeah.
in this construct, and having to go up and be the 7th match of it's strange, but
Yeah, you're limiting yourself.
Yeah.
right.
Because I was watching it, and by like the third
you watched
match,
it?
yeah, I watched it. I saw it, and I was like, by the third match, I was like, what's gonna happen though?
Right.
Like-
there were some
like,
unique
did I-
style matchups, like Nick Gage and Tim Thatcher.
Yes.
But after a while, I was like, they did get Minoru Suzuki last minute, and that
Yeah.
helped the attendance a lot. There were probably 700 people. It was a 3:00 on a Thursday afternoon show, to prime time for blood sporting. No, it was a crazy experiment.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was
there's
a fun idea.
It was a fun idea.
Yeah.
It was cool. It was something different.
Yeah.
It stood out on a weekend full of everything in
Yes.
the world. Anything you could ever dream of wrestling, it is just wrestling overload. Like it's exhausting. Like, I love pro wrestling as much as the next guy. But when I got home from New Orleans, same with Orlando last year, I didn't want to watch wrestling.
Yeah,
for
I just
weeks.
hated
I'm over.
wrestling.
I'm so over it. So I didn't even watch WrestleMania. Like
Oh, really?
eventually I did, but I was flying home during WrestleMania. Actually, 2 years in a row, I was like watching on layovers on my phone, just like
Gotcha.
piecing together what social media is saying. But yeah, I didn't sit through 7 hours of it. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
that's But it was awesome seeing you there because I know you ref the Eddie Kingston match.
I did.
It's always
I
good
did.
to see Eddie.
I did.
Did
Hot
you
sauce
ref
Tracy
the-
Williams versus Eddie Kingston.
Did you ref the Nick Gage match?
I did. I did Nick Gage and Tim Thatcher, and there was a third one. Maybe I did. I don't remember.
Because
Got
I
bonked
always
again.
tell
I
the
did.
story of Nick Gage on this podcast
Please.
because I was at the Tournament of Death where he died and was brought back to
That's
life
crazy.
and helicoptered
What
out.
a crazy life.
Yes.
They really
As
kind
someone
of they
who's
asked for it when
spoken to
they
him.
named it Tournament of Death. They asked
Yeah.
for it a little bit.
Now, how did they bring him back to life?
Paddles.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so they scienced him back.
They scienced him
Not
back.
bad.
Does he
yeah.
know that he's also a convicted bank robber?
Yes.
He did his time. He served his debt. He robbed a bank. They caught him. He did 4 years in prison, I believe.
Now, are you? I don't know how to ask this.
Go on.
Is this a for real thing?
Yes.
Or,
yeah, he legitimately was in
he
prison.
robbed a bank.
Okay.
He was in prison. He got out in time for Tournament of Death, which broke parole
he had
and
to
got
go
in
back
trouble
for a
for that.
while.
So, Bryce, as a small referee, how do you control a Nick Gage?
Is he a large man? I take.
He's larger than me.
Yes.
He
just scary.
Yeah, he's scary. He has a presence about him. I don't think he has Twitch, so I feel okay saying this. He's
He's a big
Not like
fan.
that coward Van Damme.
like that coward talking to you, Jean-Claude.
Mhm.
Nick Gage is one of the most polite people in the world.
Really?
He is so pleasant. Please, thank you. He asked how my family is. And recently, after New Orleans, on my podcast, which is called Deep Blue Something, that Mike
Well,
Quackenbush and I
don't
are-
plug that.
Oh, we don't talk about?
Yeah, no.
Don't-
No other
podcasts?
What are you doing, Will?
I was going to talk about Van Damme's podcast.
Unnecessary meanness to Bryce.
What's Jean-Claude Van
I'm
Damme's-
jealous of his beard.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, he was such a nice
It needs a
beard.
trim. It needs a trim. We were talking about Nick Gage and how he has a presence in life and in independent wrestling. Like he has a following and a fervent, when he comes out, like he controls a crowd. I don't know if you've seen,
Oh, yeah.
he's the man. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know when he's around.
And we were talking, saying all these things about how, how great he is and how polite he is. And then I saw him at a Beyond event a month ago, and he said, "Hey, can I talk to you for a second?" And I was like, "Uh-oh." Nick
No?
Gage once talked to me in private. I had refereed his match that night, which was
Yeah.
like a surprise match against Chuck Taylor, and I was like, I did
wow.
something wrong. He's mad at me. I've screwed
Yeah.
up.
Goodbye,
Can we talk
everyone.
to you? Pulled me aside. He goes, "Hey, heard you were saying some nice stuff about me in your podcast, and I just want to let you know I really appreciate that. And he shook my hand. And I was like, well,
I'm so glad that's what he said.
Thank you, bank robber. You know, like
I thought you were going to say, I heard you said some nice things about me and you're destroying my image.
Oh,
Don't ever do that again or I will find you or kill the host.
That's what I'm doing now. But yes, there is I have a thesis that I don't have fully completed. The flippy athletic gentlemen in wrestling are space cadets. I will not release the name for this, but there was a time we were in Indianapolis for a Chikara event, and someone was one of these flippy aerial wrestlers was meant to appear on that event, and he was not there because he booked his flight for the wrong day.
Ooh.
Ouch.
Ooh, that's pretty bad.
That's a space cadet.
They
are kind of floating amongst the clouds, and the deathmatch guys, while there are a few exceptions, are widely super polite. Drake Younger, who's now a referee for NXT, used to be a deathmatch wrestler.
Yes.
Among the nicest men I've ever met in my life.
Really?
Yes.
Because my limited knowledge of wrestling, this checks out. Because it seems like all the flippy aerial guys, they seem to be the ones that fall apart. After their careers kind of end.
The deathmatch guys don't have a great longevity record.
I know, but I think
it'll be interesting. Oh,
they're like kind of messes. And then the only deathmatch guy, I don't know if this counts, would be Mick Foley.
Sure.
And he seems like the sweetest man in the world.
He is a very sweet man.
He's a big teddy bear. Yeah.
He is a big teddy bear. I don't know that his body is feeling very sweet. Or mentally. Like,
he can't ride roller coasters. It's the saddest thing.
Oh, really?
Fall apart?
Yeah, like because of like
too much.
all the thing that's happened to his brain, and he loves roller coasters. He can't do them.
It's too much?
Yeah, it's too much for him.
I bet if you told him that would be a consequence, he wouldn't have fallen off the cell.
Yeah, probably.
You do this, you might not be able to ride roller coasters one day. I won't do it.
Have you read his book?
I have read at least 3 of them.
Okay.
How many are there?
There's 5, I think.
Okay. I the first, like, Have a Nice Day, I have an autographed copy of.
I love that book.
The second one.
Foley is good.
Yep, and the Hardcore Diaries. Those are the 3 I read.
Yeah, and then he's got like a TNA book that nobody read.
No, I didn't need that one. Or the children's book. I'm not.
Ooh, now I'm interested.
Yeah, that's we've checked your box.
That's my jam.
Okay.
But he talks about in the book about how he thought about going up on top of the cell, falling through the table, going back up, and going through the second table. Like he has that discussion with Terry Funk. It's like to think that like that didn't go as planned. He was supposed to go through more tables. That is the scariest thing.
I was there.
Couldn't ride the bus.
I was there. I was in Pittsburgh that night. I was at that.
Really?
Yeah, I was at that, and like it doesn't. Seeing it there, I can't decide which is scarier. The camera angles they do with it. Mm-hmm. When from my vantage point, I couldn't see how close he was to hitting the guardrail. Like, he would have died. He would have died.
Oh, 100%.
Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Like that was so stupid.
Yeah.
It was. It was so stupid.
What was the feeling in the room?
It was like, oh, like he's done. Like, he's dead. He's paralyzed. Why? Crazy. It also, unfortunately, I realize this probably was not his intention that night, but it set an awful precedent.
Oh yeah.
Like there's a theory. There's a some of the like more long guys with longevity on the indies will tell you that ECW ruined wrestling. Mm-hmm. And this is not ECW, but it's that spirit of like continually raising the bar until like what was going to happen? Like did someone need to die? Like why do we keep trying to outdo ourselves? Like still to this day, it's like what's the highest thing I can jump off of? Like what happened to a headlock? Right. Like it's spectacular. Mm-hmm. It gets attention. It's good for GIFs nowadays. Mm-hmm. But like, oh man, like we were. It's been reeled in a little bit. But there was a time there where like early OOs when like CZW was like really out of control and firing glass and stuff. Yeah. Like that's been brought down a couple notches. But man, oh man, like
I'm gonna nerd out with Bryce for a moment.
You were Tournament Death.
Remember the days when like a bad guy wrestler would use a closed fist and we would be up in arms? Or
they'd put their hand in their trunks like they had a foreign object they really had nothing in their hand.
Yeah, they had some sort of object.
Right. They put something in their hand and it hurt more and they went away and there was really nothing in their hand. We one time in the early days of Chikara had it was either plastic or it was literally foam. But we just like wrapped a bunch of wrist tape around it and just wrote foreign object on it. And it was just like boom, and it was the kiss of death. That was it. That was it. Not the foreign object. And it
came from overseas.
It was like a wadded up plastic bag or something. Like it was nothing. That was really funny to us then. So.
Yeah. But yeah, there were days where just a closed fist was like,
I remember those days.
And
last
have you
night,
seen the heat on you watch those old like Smoky Mountain Memphis stuff on the network? Like
Yeah,
people are losing their freaking minds. Like that's wrestling.
Well,
those guys still wrestle. The Rock and Roll Express still work, and Jerry Lawler still wrestles because that's the style they wrestled. Like I don't know that Nick Gage will be.
still around
doing matches when he's 50. I'm not throwing shade. I'm just making an observation.
No, there's human limits.
Yeah.
Because there's that Freebird story where the storyline was that
some guy went to a concert. They said, "What do you want to hear?"
Yeah.
And someone yelled,
Freebird, and everybody
that
was happy.
classic story.
Yeah, but the fabulous Freebirds had blinded the Junkyard Dog,
Mm-hmm.
so he was blind, and he was like just sitting outside the ring, blind. He couldn't do anything, and the Freebirds went to like attack him, and there's nothing the Junkyard Dog could do because he was blind.
Didn't know.
And someone jumped the guardrail and pulled a gun. And the
Right?
Junkyard Dog.
Imagine being so mad about anything in life.
Well, imagine being the Junkyard Dog, being like, "Well, I'm blind,
Yeah.
so I can't help in any way."
Gun
Maybe we put the gun away.
trumps kayfabe, I think. I would like to think.
He actually like said in an interview, he's like, all I could think about was getting yelled at for doing something. It's like, oh God, what a time.
Yeah, he had to be blind in public. He had to be blind and
what a time
forever
to
and
be
always. He was
alive.
blind. Yeah, it's not like that anymore.
No,
Thank
no.
goodness.
No, because you are the director of fun.
I am.
You are the man
I direct
in
the
charge.
fun.
And we have, of course, a very huge Chikara show coming up.
Huge.
Anniversario is this very
The
Saturday.
16th anniversary. The actual proper anniversary is tomorrow, May 25th.
Ooh, happy anniversary.
Thank you. We're getting our learner's permit.
Yeah,
Super Sweet
yeah, very
16
good.
on Saturday.
You
And
drive with
yes,
one person before
right,
9 o'clock.
at a time.
Yes.
In a giant
Family.
clown car where hawks and ice creams and creatures of the deep they roll out. Dun, 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 dun.
So
Yeah.
Bryce,
Don't ever change that vision of it.
Bryce, what is our main event for Anniversario?
The main event will be a grand championship title defense.
Yes, indeed.
In which Juan Francisco de Coronado, who is the Ecuadorian aristocrat, will be
No, I
making
don't like
his-
him.
You don't.
Yeah.
You're
Don't care for
right.
him.
Fresh off a 205 Live appearance from this past Tuesday.
I didn't see that. I gotta go back and watch it.
He was. He'll be making his 12th defense of the championship. He's held it for over a year
Yeah.
against the man who founded the company, Mike Quackenbush. Has he been here?
Yes, we've had Mike on the show.
He founded the company with Reckless Youth 16 years ago. And that's how long I've known him. And he's only contested for the championship once, which was the finals of the tournament.
The first ever Grand Championship
And
match.
it was the title was vacant, and he lost it, and he's never challenged for it since. And that was 7 years ago.
Yeah.
So this is this could be big.
And of course, he was the former director of fun.
He was the former director of fun, and I was a little confused when he asked me to become the director of fun and direct the fun. But as it turns out, this may have been why. He may have had grander aspirations. He wants to become a more active competitor. And, he would wrestle very sparingly, but, to challenge for the championship, you have to win 3 consecutive singles matches, which he did. He defeated Johnny Kidd in England. He defeated Max Smashmaster from Massachusetts, and then he defeated Eric Cannon just a couple weeks ago in the Poconos. So this is he can't be director of fun and champion.
Yes.
So he wanted to make a go of it. He's in the I think he'll tell you he might be in the waning years of his active in-ring career, and he's won, I believe, over 30 championships all over the world, but like to win the, primary championship of the company that he founded, like that's like the biggest feather in the biggest cap.
But I
that's
must
what he's trying to do
ask,
on Saturday.
If the former grand champion of Chikara or the former director of fun is in the main event, does that mean maybe in 2 years
I could be challenging for the
you'll be
title.
challenging for the grand championship?
Doubtful. I'm gonna say
doubtful.
low to moderate.
Low to moderate.
Odds of that happening.
That'll be tough to
I-
wrestle with your aptitude
beard?
to fall. Yeah, with your beard.
Oh, yeah.
Your aptitude of being knocked unconscious.
Yeah, that
very
won't go well
easily.
for me. That will not go well. I have also never had a pro wrestling match, so the odds of me becoming a contender for a championship are not high.
Okay, that
But
would
I do
make
know
it
a lot of the
difficult.
guys' secrets. I know a lot of their
Okay.
like
Yeah.
Ooh,
personally.
that'd be an awesome villain.
Right.
Yeah, use
Like
it
a
against-
Batman
Yeah.
of wrestling.
If I win the grand championship, I'll come here to the Gamers Vault and we'll celebrate.
All right,
We
excellent.
can play any
excellent.
game these guys
Put
want.
that down.
Isn't that right, Kenny?
Oh, Kenny's busy.
Now, also at Anniversario,
Sure.
we have the Creatures from the Deep.
Yes.
They'll be
I don't
taking
like
on
them either.
They'll be taking on the Cyberhawks,
I like them.
but Nighthawk unable to
Correct.
participate.
He was waylaid up in the Poconos.
Now, you're the director of fun
I
here,
am.
but when we had the Cyberhawks on, we were going to have the third member be Will,
Oh,
and I
no.
believe you've trumped us.
I have, because the mask didn't fit. I understand, right? He's got a
Oh,
big
you're
head.
just talking about my large head.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm not wrong. We can see.
Large
It
turnip
made me feel
head.
bad for being mean earlier.
Is Twitch to scale? Can we tell?
Yeah,
Does the camera add 10 centimeters to the, to the
that's
circumference
what Twitch
of Will's
does.
head?
Yeah,
Okay.
I look like Stewie from
Oh.
Twitch. Yeah.
Or how I drew people when I was 4. I didn't know. I had no concept of scale. No, Cyberhawks, Razorhawk, and the newest Cyberhawk, Dangerhawk,
Yes.
who actually
Dangerhawk.
won the Infinite Gauntlet in his debut match, will be teaming with Icarus, who is of the on Saturday there will be 4 active competitors that were on the first Chikara event at the event.
wow.
Icarus,
Interesting.
who had his very first match at the very first Chikara show.
Right.
Hollow Wicked,
Right.
Mike,
Of
and
course.
myself will be the
Nice.
4 people that were there on the very first day of Chikara. Me as a ring announcer that day,
Right.
as I was not ready to referee yet. We'll all be there together on Saturday.
I love the
celebrating
lineup
16 years.
of Icarus, Hollow Wicked, and Mike.
And me.
and Bryce.
Right.
Yes. Ultra Manus will not be in the house. The Ultra Manus was active till very recently.
Oh no.
Who else was the first class?
Dragonfly?
Dragonfly is in and out. Mr. Zero just appeared last year at the 15-year
Right, right.
anniversary. He is not currently active. Maybe in the hardcore music scene he's active, but not in the professional
is it?
wrestling world. Anyhow, there'll be 4 of us
Excellent.
together on Saturday, 16 years plus 1 day after my first time on a pro wrestling show, Icarus, and Hollow Wicked's first time on a pro wrestling show. So we're like celebrating our weird friendiversary too, I suppose.
Nice. Happy friendiversary.
Yes, happy
Friendiversary.
friendiversary.
And we're running a little bit low on time, but King of Trios is
Oh,
going
yeah.
to be in Easton.
The big one, Labor Day
Yes.
weekend, 3 days. There's a fan conclave. It's going to be a 16 trios from all over the world, a 1-weekend single elimination tournament. It's the biggest pro wrestling tournament of the year. I believe it's what the kids are saying, cray cray. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cray,
about
cray.
10 years ago.
Cray,
Yeah,
cray.
yeah.
You gotta
True
s-
story.
You got to stress the second one. Cray cray.
Cray cray.
Yeah.
True story. I was in an elevator with someone that I work with this week who is maybe 26, a wildly attractive young lady, super hip, super cool, and we were just having small talk about the weather or something, about work or weather, just something
Yeah.
one thing that we would have common ground on. And I said, I don't, YOLO, right? And she looked at me and I was like, that's not a thing anymore. She's like, nope. And I was like, thank you for your honesty.
Yeah.
I'm 35. Elevator's over. Goodbye. And I just got out. It wasn't even my floor.
Is that my floor?
Yeah. Make me
Oh
laugh.
no! Epic fail. Is that a thing?
Oh no. Keep it crispy.
So
Yeah, that's real.
can we? All the teams aren't announced.
Oh
Could
no,
you-
not
could you-
even half the teams are announced.
Do you got any spoilers?
Well, there's a lot of we have to cross some T's and dot some lowercase J's to get
that's-
everything in order. But that's from Wayne's World 2.
Yes,
Noah?
yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Noah.
Is Wayne's World a trio?
Yeah, is
Is
Garth and Wayne going to be there?
and
I believe
Cassandra?
Noah has passed away, of Noah's Arcade, of course.
Oh, yeah,
Cassandra, there's an idea. I went to the 25th anniversary screening of Wayne's World, and they had a Q&A afterwards. A, it was a video Q&A. They
Ooh.
weren't there. And B, it was Cassandra, Noah's wife, the guy who throws up in the back seat, and the director, Penelope Spheris. And I was like,
question.
Oh,
What?
Where's
She's
Wayne and
awesome.
they
Garth?
couldn't even get Brian Doyle Murray. She is awesome. It was great. But it's like, wow, is this like the dregs of the Q&A lineup? It was
Aside from the director.
fair, and Cassandra, I guess, who still looks
what's
great.
Dana Carvey up to
Good question.
that he can't get on Skype?
I can't think of the last thing he's done.
Yeah.
Have you watched
Master of
Have you watched
Disguise.
Too Funny to Fail?
Not yet, but I
it's
really
great.
want to.
It's
I've heard
so
good
great.
things.
As someone who watched the Dana Carvey show when it was on TV for 13 weeks in 1997, the documentary is so great. Watch it. You're gonna watch it together.
We're very excited to
Watch
see
it.
We
Let
haven't
me know what you
watched it
think. Any other doc talk? I'm a big documentary guy.
Oh, I like a good doc.
We could do that real quick.
We're talking docs with you.
Have you seen The Push?
No,
Push
what's
is
The Push?
So good. It's a guy sets up like this insane hidden camera prank,
Okay.
and the whole purpose is to see if they can convince this guy to kill someone.
Oh my gosh.
So everyone's an actor, and they get him into a situation where it's like, you are going to go to jail as long as this guy's alive, and he's sitting on the edge of that building.
This is like Escape Room Extreme.
Oh, it's nuts.
What is
recommend
this on?
It's on Netflix.
Wow.
The Push. I highly recommend.
I thought you were going to describe the one that with the Erie killer, or the Erie bank robbery one, which is in my queue.
The Erie bank robbery.
Oh, what's it called? There's a crazy story that happened in Erie, Pennsylvania, where a guy robbed a bank. It just came out, but it's like a 4-part documentary on Netflix. It's supposed to be very good.
Okay.
I also
I'll check
skipped
that out.
Wild Wild Country because cults freak me out. Is that what it's
Yeah.
called, Wild Wild Country?
Yeah,
Oh, I know what you're talking.
Wild. I'm not sure now.
I know
Wild
what you're
Wild
talking
West? Oh, that's a 1998 Will Smith
Yeah.
vehicle. What's
You
it
don't
called?
wanna-
She was singing the rap.
Oh, I thought you was telling me the name of the Erie, the Netflix Erie.
Don't want his
bank
hands where
robbery.
his hips be at.
Hit
That's
me
right.
that now. Be out of that
As we
dress when you
celebrate
need
the
to be
18th year of the millennium,
Yes,
speaking of
indeed.
anniversaries,
Happy millennium.
we're getting in there. We're almost 20 years into the
All
millennium.
us Wills are real excited to get there.
When my son was born in 2016, I was like, man, he will never not know the millennium. He'll only know this millennium.
Only know it. Yes,
What an impact. I will not tell you any more trios. I apologize. No, you'll have to wait and find out.
I'm going
There's
to
some
name some,
Sure.
and I'm going to just try to read your face.
Sure.
Oh, I like
Too
this.
cool?
He didn't know who that was.
Too expensive.
Too expensive. Okay. The NWO Black and White?
What are you talking? Not Virgil. Virgil's not going to get in my ring anytime.
Hogan, Hall, and Nash?
No, God, no.
Ooh, yeah.
You want to get into like you want
monsters.
to get into Scott Norton and Buff Bagwell? Maybe we'll talk
We'll get to
turkey.
that
Yeah.
Maybe.
Hogan, Hall, and Nash. Oh man, you could sell the strip mall and you wouldn't have enough money for that. Can you imagine what it would take? Yeah, I've thought about that. Like
to get Hogan to come?
he just won that.
Why would you want him?
Sell tickets?
All right,
it,
fair.
It
Fine.
would sell an unbelievable amount.
Fine.
It wouldn't be enough.
But
Plus, he just basically won the lottery, right? Like he won that. Did you watch that Gawker?
Gawker thing?
Yeah. He won like $100 million. He doesn't need the money.
Yeah, he doesn't need to do anything
Right.
ever.
I don't think.
I was like, you need to get in the ring, Hulk. You stand on the apron, bro.
Yeah. How about the team of Backstage Assault of Bryce Remsburg, Preston Blathers, and Scott Holiday?
Backstage assault.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Let's talk after the mics are off.
All right.
Okay.
All right, cool.
How much? We'll talk after the mics are off.
I liked those 3 vampire men. You think they'll show up?
3 vampires.
Gangrel.
Oh, yeah, the
Gangrel,
Brood?
Edge, and Christian.
Oh, the Brood. Yeah.
Can we get the Brood?
I was just watching the Table for 3 on the WWE Network, which
Is there a Brood episode?
there is an Edge and Christian with the Hardys. It's actually Table for 4.
Oh,
And
that was when I watched wrestling.
They
Yeah.
talk about when they used to come up through the circle of fire, how like Edge was already like new and like terrified about everything, and that was just one more thing to freak him out. Like, is my jacket gonna catch on fire? Apparently, like, Gangrel's foot caught on fire once, and he had to like no sell it.
Yeah, it's different from
Yeah.
vampire. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Check
No,
it
they
out.
don't like
the WWE
fire.
Network.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
He should have freaked out.
Yeah.
I am dying.
He was. I'm tough and cool, but this sucks. He's a really nice guy too, by the way. Gangrel's
that's
super
good to
nice.
know.
Do you think we could get like the low-level Dudleys?
Ooh.
Dances
the
with?
lesser Dudleys.
Like,
Yeah.
like Sign Guy and
Spike.
and
Sure. That's a good idea. That's a
there
good
we
idea.
go. Yeah. Other Dudleys.
The issue with a lot of these teams, and if I could be real for a minute,
Yeah, be real.
these
Be
are
real.
a lot of these are great suggestions,
But
many times these niche things are like, oh, that's fun, and we've announced it and it's fun, and then it's like, well, now we actually have to watch them wrestle.
Yeah, you got to do a whole.
Right. And it's like, oh, that's cool. Like that, I'll retweet that. Like, does it make you buy a ticket? I don't know. Too Cool would. Don't get me wrong. But like some of these like more very specialized ideas, it's like, yeah, that would be
fun.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I would like it.
Sure.
I would buy a ticket to any of the ones that I knew what you named.
Okay.
Can we get
Fair.
a Wrestling
We'll
Society
get
X
one.
team?
That's not a bad idea. We have talked about that before. We've
Any
talked
of
about
them?
it before. Yeah.
That would make me and only me so happy.
M-Dog20 was in that conversation with us at one point. He was trying to help us out with that.
Eric Cannon did it.
Yep. He would have been on the list.
Yeah, this isn't impossible.
I don't think we can get Seth Rollins.
No, I don't think we can.
I don't think we. Who else would be out of that?
There was a vampire there too.
Was
wasn't
there?
Puma?
Puma for a while is TJP.
Is TJP.
Yeah. We can't get him.
We can't get him.
He's the one that Juan Francisco lost to on 205 Live this past
really?
Tuesday. Yes, he lost
He's our grand
in
champion.
under 5 minutes. Our grand champion lost to TJP.
This is bad. First, the Bludgeon
Did
Brothers.
you see Juan's promo?
I did not. I'm going to watch this when I get home.
No, it's on Twitter.
Oh.
He's talking about how he knows how to beat Mike, and there was a special cameo appearance by someone else who knows how to beat Mike, whose name might rhyme with Cesaro.
Oh.
And Juan tweeted it. It was Juan and Cesaro together saying how they're going to beat him, how they know how to defeat Mike.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it's pretty fun. Check
will
it
have
out.
to check
That's the
that
best
out.
thing Juan's ever tweeted. But yeah, Saturday afternoon, it's going to be a showdown.
Yeah, so be sure to check that out. Get all the information on chikaratix.com or watch live on chikaratopia.com.
That's right.
I feel like I do this promotion a
You're
lot.
not wrong. You're not wrong. The first week is free. It's a great jumping off point. There's 16 years of content, 800 plus hours, 200 plus events. Just events from 6 countries, 22 states, all over. From when we very first started till the very last week's Hour of Power is on there. So it's and even after the week free trial, it's $8 a month. Excuse me, $7.99.
$7.99.
That's less
Save
than
that
$8.
penny.
No,
Yeah.
that's less than $8.
Less than the WWE Network.
And if you're embarrassed for some reason, I believe it shows up surreptitiously on your bill.
Yeah.
You can make it say water payment or something. I don't know.
No, Bryce,
Your credit card.
We usually geek out on the show, but
just no time.
We've been having such a good time with
I'm
you.
sorry.
We're going to completely skip that segment.
No
it's been
time
great.
for geeking out today.
It's been great, but I'm going to play a game.
Okay.
I will be darned if we don't play a game.
Language.
Yes, of course.
He's fired up, Will.
I'm fired up.
We're having such good convo.
We've
Ooh, that
added
felt weird.
We've added a new game to the roster
Okay.
that has been working out real fun. So we're going to continue this. We're going to play a game called Metafight.
Okay.
You guys, you're going to have to argue against Will.
Okay.
I don't like this game.
I think
He doesn't know what it is?
you'll get better at it.
No,
in
I know.
time.
Oh, okay.
But the thing is, what you'll be arguing is picked at random.
Okay.
I have 100 names here, and you're going to give me a number.
Okay.
All right, and then you guys will argue. And we usually start with who would win in a fight. But I'm going to change it up a bit
Ooh.
and say this person is your tag team partner
Okay.
against each other.
Oh. Okay.
So the person I pick will be my partner?
Yes,
It'll be
and-
me and my guy against
Will
and
and
his
his
guy.
guy.
Okay.
So we'll pick a number between 1 and 100.
Are these wrestlers or are these just?
They're
Could be
just
anything.
They could be anything.
Oh,
on here.
boy.
Right. I'm gonna go with 13.
Lucky number 13. You will be tagging with Little Mac from Punch Out.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
so that's good. I could see you guys complimenting each other's styles.
Mhm.
Bryce,
Okay.
pick a number.
I have a King Hippo physique.
From 1 to 100?
1 to 100.
69 up top, my
Nice.
brother. Yeah, no.
Nice.
74.
Oh, no, he's switching it up. 74. 74 is Optimus Prime.
Oh, no.
Oh man.
So it's Will and Little Mac versus Bryce and Optimus Prime.
He's from Star Trek, right?
Yep. Got it.
Will, why would you win this tag team matchup against Bryce and Optimus
Well, Little
Prime?
Mac's an excellent athlete.
Yeah.
See him out there following the guy on the bike.
Yeah,
getting
okay,
coached.
cool.
Uh,
Doc Lewis.
Yeah, he has fighting experience. There's been guys I think that have moved from. Did anybody move from boxing to wrestling?
There's been a few.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's-
Floyd Mayweather.
I think as long
Mark
as they're
Merrow?
they're
Mark Merrow,
okaying
that's what I was gonna
closed fists. He's all right. He's got a heck of a
Ray
punch.
Rougeau.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he's all around an excellent athlete.
All right, good points. Bryce, why would you win?
Well, Optimus Prime and I,
Mhm.
you're going to try all this stuff with your divisible numbers. Don't even think of it, Will. Because Optimus Prime and I are indivisible. Much like our union, our team, we are indivisible. Nothing can tear us apart. You will not divide us in any way, by anything, by any number. And you might be thinking to yourself, oh, have you just kind of like gone the middle of the prime? Have you taken maybe the low to moderate end of the primes? No, I've gone Optimus Prime, okay? Optimus, the top, which
Now-
everyone knows has 8 sides. What? I've been handed a note. that's
We have cameras. I don't know if that bit's
Hold on,
gonna-
Did it off. Yeah, he got it.
Wait, someone's
Russell,
crawled
Russell,
under the
Russell.
table.
I've been handed a note. Apparently, it turns out that is not what Optimus means.
Yeah.
No.
Also,
Nor is 8 a prime number.
Also, 8 is not a prime number. That's exactly what I was
Yeah.
going to say. So you can't tear us apart. There's
Now,
there's
what
no
about the
possible way.
controversy that any strike from Optimus Prime would be considered a foreign object?
Well, I'm going to be totally honest. Tell you, I have no idea what you're talking about.
So,
But Little Will.
Uh-huh.
You're going to be the Littles.
That's our team name.
Oh yeah, that's your
Little
team
Will.
name?
Little Will and Little Mac.
He's better than Will Mac.
Little
we combined like a celebrity couple.
Okay.
Little Will.
Lil Will.
Like Benifer.
Yes.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
Exactly.
If you become too familiar with one another, will that become Little Willie?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Little Willie! Will that be a thing that people would say to you guys?
Yeah.
And you would wave to your adoring public. That's us, Little Willie. We did it. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm down with that.
Okay. I'm just asking. So like you're basically on the children's menu at McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
Little Mac. Little Mac. Quick aside. Does advertising work on you? And this is a weird question because this is. Pause. Sorry. I've been thinking about this the whole way here.
100%.
Okay. I have not eaten at McDonald's in probably 10 years. I just sometimes on wrestling road trips we stop and I like to think that I can try to eat something at least like I'll eat a better burger and fries at least that's at McDonald's. And an ad came in like my computer at work yesterday for a quarter pounders with cheese.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want a freaking
that.
quarter
I
pounder
want
with
that.
cheese.
I mean, if you see a picture of a delicious cheeseburger,
It looked delicious.
I have a friend that every time a new Taco Bell commercial comes up, Jeff Stormer. Hi, Jeff.
I
I know
thought
Jeff.
this friend was you.
No,
He's Dex Dynamo.
Yeah, Dex
Yeah.
Dynamo.
He does
Yeah.
an eggnog podcast.
Yes.
I'm not kidding about. I'm fascinated by this. He does a podcast about eggnog. He does.
I know. He's come on this podcast.
He's
to-
great.
to
He's my
promote
best
it.
He and his
friend.
girlfriend. Is he really?
Yes.
Oh, he's great.
Yes. And every time there's a new Taco Bell commercial, I text him like, Taco Bell's got a new thing. We got to try it.
What?
Oh, so
and
you are-
and you
'cause you-
rank
And,
them?
and we're like, we got to go. It's a chalupadilla or it's a
Baja Blast just came
Oh
back.
my
I
God, it's
understand.
delicious.
Crunchadilla.
The new thing is it's a
my
taco
favorite
where
thing-
chicken is the
the
My
shell.
favorite
Naked.
thing about Taco Bell is more or less like even if it's not on the menu, like they got the stuff
Yeah, they
back
can
there.
make
They
it
can
happen.
make it. Like
Yeah.
cheesy gordita crunch went away for a while. I was in college, and they were like, "We got you.
Yeah.
We'll just do this thing with this thing with this thing, and ta-da! Cheesy gordita crunch."
There's a new thing at Taco Bell all the time,
Right.
but it's the same stuff.
Yep.
They just put it in a different
I
order.
literally this week listened to a podcast where somebody was talking about how they go into the Taco Bell and just trick them into giving them the things that aren't on the menu anymore.
And was it also about eggnog?
Yes, it was
Anyhow,
just Jeff's podcast.
Moral of the story: I've not the moral of the story. I haven't had McDonald's in a decade. I saw this
we're still-
targeted ad on my laptop at work. I must have been thinking about McDonald's. I don't know, whatever. And I was like,
Yeah,
I
me
want a
too.
freaking quarter pounder. And I was on Route 70 coming here from the great city of Philadelphia, and I was just like, I'm gonna pass a McDonald's, right? And I did. I pulled over. I had McDonald's. It was $7 for value, which I don't remember being a thing. It was amazing. It was great. I don't know if it'll be 10 years live another quarter pounder, but it was amazing.
So
my like inner childhood fat kid was just like backflipping over
I
this
think
quarter pounder.
I win because now I'm just going to put a billboard up on the way to our match that says literally anything,
Oh,
and Bryce
yeah.
will do it.
Yeah, Bryce was winning the argument until he made
I don't.
your tag team sound great
I-
and then get distracted by a commercial
I'm
he
really-
saw hours ago.
I'm really proud about how advertising doesn't work on me, and like normally.
No, clearly it
I'm
does.
saying I'm done. I'm cooked. I'm no good anymore to this world.
So Bryce, I have to ask, did you not know who Optimus Prime was?
I don't know.
Oh, he's a truck man.
He's a transformer.
Oh, okay.
All right, so that point's gonna go to Will.
Yeah, that's fair.
We're gonna play to 2. We're gonna keep going. I don't care.
But the prime number offense was
No, that was
Prime
great.
offense
That was great.
That you guys could not be separated. But
That
then
was
you
a
made
very
Little
good
Will
promo.
sound awesome.
No, yeah, you're right.
So we're
Well, you give value to your opponent. That's a wrestling thing.
Exactly,
If not, who
exactly.
have you beaten?
Very true. Very true. Bryce is adding value. So
like
we're
a
gonna
menu,
do.
like the
Like
value
an extra
menu.
value,
Yeah.
exactly. Like
Yeah, we should go to
they're like, "Do you want to
McDonald's."
make it a meal?" And I was
I'm
like,
hungry.
"Do you want to make it a value meal?" I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
Like I didn't even come.
You have sauces
There's
now?
Optimus Prime's on the monitor, right?
Yeah, that is Optimus
Oh,
Prime.
yeah,
Thank you,
nice.
producer Jesse.
He's a man made out
This
of a
is
truck.
like Preston and Steve,
Yeah,
guys.
exactly. It's a high quality
Yeah,
production
this
we
is
do
this
here.
is great.
Uh,
Who do I talk to about the toll, the 5? Who do I see about that?
Do you want a
Him?
sweet fiver?
Do-
Do you want a
I'm
sweet
just
fiver to
kidding,
get
I'm
out of
just
here? Right, so I'm gonna have you pick
Put you on
another.
the spot on the air.
I'm gonna have you pick another number, and it's gonna be who would be the best
So I was gonna tell you.
WWE referee.
Of 1 to 100,
Yeah, pick a number.
84.
Number 84.
That's a good one.
Making me scroll. Number 84 is Dracula. You'll be arguing for Dracula.
Oh. depends if the matches are at night, right?
Yeah,
It'll
very
be problematic. That 3 o'clock blood sport, Dracula.
Yeah, he won't be able to
Man, we
contain
did it,
himself.
guys.
Wait, we get it. Will has to pick his number before you can.
I bet Dracula would show up to Bloodsport, unlike that coward
Jean-Claude
Jean-Claude Van
Van
Damme. I'm actually gonna go with 69.
Ladies and gentlemen,
What's
Jean-Claude Van Damme. Oh, no, are you,
Yeah, I do 69.
Up
How's it
top,
going?
my
Yeah,
brother.
nice.
Number 69 is Andre the Giant.
Ooh.
So Dracula versus Andre the Giant, and who
Oh
would
my
be the
God,
best
I want this.
referee?
Well, Andre the
Oh no,
Giant.
instead of fight.
no, it's
Andre
referee.
the Giant could barely get in the ring, let alone perform
but
at the
once he's there, he doesn't have to leave.
end. What if they go out of the ring?
He'll just watch them. He's
He
very
just-
tall.
he
There's
just
nowhere
stays
he
in for-
can't see.
He stays in for the whole show. He would
Yeah.
be tough to distract unless you had a box of wine or something.
A barrel of beer.
Andre thirsty.
Because I don't trust Dracula. One, he's not going to see anything but those sweet necks and those veiny muscles
That is true.
everybody
That's
has when they're
Yeah,
wrestling.
look at that.
Yep, that's Andre the Giant's giant hand holding a beer.
Bryce is so easily distracted, Jesse. Stop putting images on the
I want to buy that. Can I stop on the way home and get a Molson Canadian?
Can I
Now I'm
buy
thirsty for Molson
an Andre
Canadian.
the Giant hand?
Nobody else saw this.
I'm so susceptible to advertising. I'm gonna become a gamer. I'm just watching these people play the Devil's Warcraft or whatever it's called. I know it's not called that.
No, I like the Devil's Work.
My
What's
best-
happened? We're doing a thing.
My best friend from high school does a World of Warcraft podcast. So
Oh, really?
yeah,
Is it called
Does
the
he work-
Devil's Warcraft?
no,
Does he want to come on this podcast?
Yeah, you want to come on this podcast?
Probably.
All right,
Awesome.
cool.
Yeah, I played World of
yeah, I
Warcraft.
can do that.
We'll
I can do
talk
that.
after.
Yeah, I can do that.
First time I loaded in, I forgot to sleep.
Ooh,
Yeah, it was 8 a.m. and I was like, uh-oh.
I think it's World of Warcraft. Now I'm backpedaling on that. I'm pretty sure it's World of Warcraft.
Oh, what if
Anyway,
it's Star Wars Galaxies?
it's fairly popular.
What if it's
like
the New Republic?
They live play the game, like they play it, and
Okay.
like people stream along. They probably
Okay,
Twitch along.
gotcha. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
probably Twitch.
I'll put you in contact. No problem.
Excellent,
That'd be
excellent.
awesome.
I'd love to have him on this
So I
show.
guess Bryce wins that one.
Okay,
Yeah.
I guess.
Dracula defeats Andre the Giant.
I was going to say you won, but now we have to
He
do
just
another
wants to
round.
go 3. He wants to go 3. He wants to
All
play
right,
best
so
of 3.
so we'll pick a number,
God, what a
and
fight that would be.
who would be the better prom date?
The better prom.
Better prom date.
I'm going to go with number 100.
Number 100, all the way at the
Scroll
bottom,
It, scroll
Making
it,
him
scroll
scroll.
is Captain Jack Sparrow.
it. Ooh. Boy,
Of Lonely Island fame, right?
Yes,
I-
Lonely Island fan.
Not a fan of that, man.
Bryce,
1.
number 1.
Nice.
To the extremes, baby.
all the way at the top.
My brother.
You will be going to prom with John Wick.
Oh. Of candle fame.
So Captain Jack Sparrow versus John Wick. Will, you picked first, so you
Okay,
why is Captain Jack Sparrow a better prom date
better
than John
prom
Wick?
date. Well, he's got a boat that I could go to prom in, so that's
Okay.
going to be more eye-catching than a limo. He's handsome to some people.
Okay.
His makeup's already on, so we don't have to wait for that
Okay.
to get there. I don't know, Bryce. You have anything?
I'm definitely not Googling who John Wick is.
Okay,
right now. That's for
John Wick is a truck man.
a truckman.
No,
he's not.
he's a murder man.
Oh,
It was
Keanu
great.
Reeves.
Yeah.
It was great. I watched Bryce ask with his eyes for Laura to tell him
I
who
did.
John Wick was.
Right? And she wouldn't do
Laura
it.
Didn't
Thank
do it.
you.
Just come on,
He-
come
he-
on. I'll
he's
look at my phone.
Sadistic young thugs.
Yeah, I was gonna say John Wick loves dogs. He hates Russians. Maybe another group of people in the second one. I haven't seen it yet.
When sadistic young thugs senselessly attack John Wick, a brilliantly
Theon
lethal
Greyjoy kills his dog.
ex-assassin. Ooh, a brilliantly lethal ex. That sounds like a terrible. That
He
sounds
loves
like a
his
terrible
dog?
prom date, though.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. He's
What's your prom date like? Well, he's a brilliantly lethal ex-assassin.
80 Russians
He
showed
forgot
up.
to get me a flower that I. Why can't I not corsage?
Boutonniere.
Boutonniere. Oh yeah.
No, that's
real.
Jack Sparrow's a boutonniere.
Ah, man, we are doing it tonight, guys. It's a weeknight, folks. It is Thursday. If you guys got work tomorrow?
Yeah, oh
Yes,
yeah.
Oh, do you really?
Real
I
early.
don't. I'm
Yeah.
off tomorrow.
I'm off
I'm off
Monday.
tomorrow too.
I'm
You're not-
excited for that.
I'm off tomorrow and Monday.
You're not directing any fun tomorrow?
Oh yeah, I'm always directing fun. The karaoke machine back at the office, dunk tank. It's my full-time gig, directing the fun at Chikara. But we're taking a day off to get ready for anniversary tomorrow.
That makes sense.
What's your karaoke jam? You come over to the office and sing there?
David Bowie. Anything David Bowie.
Anything David Bowie.
I love David Bowie.
Okay. I'm sorry for your loss.
I
Yeah.
actually cried. If we don't have time to get into it, I cried.
I was recently partook in a David Bowie pizza parade.
That sounds amazing.
One of my friend, he's a big David Bowie fan. He was getting married. His wife, to surprise him, got 14 of their friends to dress up as different incarnations of David Bowie. And when there was 1 hour left in the reception, Young Americans started playing. The doors busted open, and 14 different permutations of David Bowie entered, carrying pizzas for everyone. And she materialized this all behind his back. I'll show you a picture when we're done recording.
Please do.
It's amazing. They're great.
Was Jareth there?
Yeah, he was.
That's the best moment.
He was.
Well,
Sorry.
I'm done. So,
it was a David Bowie
life.
The show has already gone way long.
I apologize.
My karaoke jam is Say It Ain't So by Weezer, because I'd like to bring it down.
Attaboy. No, that's all right.
But we got to get out of here. Bryce, anything you want to plug?
No, come see us at the Wrestle Factory on Saturday afternoon. There's 2 events a month. There's always something going on at the Wrestle Factory. There's free workshops. You want to try wrestling training if you don't think it's for you. Totally free. Sign the waiver, get in the ring, roll around, and then and I'm on Twitter at Bryce is right. A woman with Bryce is right had it when I signed up for Twitter. She held on to it for years and years and years. Last year, she offered it to me, and I was like, you know what? No.
Yeah.
It's who I am now.
Really?
It's who I am now. I also made shirts that said Bryce is right on it, so I was like, I don't know some of the shirts. So I held on to it. But yes, at Bryce is right on Twitter, at Chikara Pro on Twitter, ChikaraPro.com, ChikaraTix.com. Kids are free, family friendly, fun for all ages. Come see the Wrestle Factory anytime. And thanks for having me, Jen.
Yeah, this has really come around because the last time we were on episode 88, it ended with you saying that you were done trying to get the Bryces right.
I know. And she offered to me out of nowhere recently.
Oh, I'm glad we got
I'll
an
see you guys
update.
for 666.
Yeah, see you then.
Up top, my brother.
Will, anything to add?
Yeah, I'm issuing an open challenge to the coward, Jean-Claude Van Damme. I will fight you anywhere at any time.
Yeah. We used to hate Scott Staff, and now it's all Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Stapp?
Yes, Staff.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Excuse me.
Don't even
I don't
his
want to learn his last
You don't
name.
need
He's
to.
a coward. Be sure to give us 5 stars on iTunes, 5 stars on Stitcher. Vote for us on podcastland.com. Make us the podcast of the month. It's never happened, and this is 200 episodes. So vote for us on podcastland.com. You can also watch us on YouTube, subscribe, and comment there, and watch live every Thursday on Twitch. We are +2 Comedy. Jesse is showing a picture of a burger.
If you guys will
right
excuse me.
Fell apart.
Bryce is upcoming shows include next week it's TBA. We're trying to figure out.
Oh,
who's
they're
gonna be
good.
coming. Yeah, TBA. It's going to be interesting. And then on the 7th, it's the host of Dear Goddesses at the Good Comedy Theater. So that should be very interesting. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Net Neutrality, which recently passed, kind of, and we're still fighting. It's a whole thing. But thank you for existing and making the show possible. This is the +2 Comedy Podcast. Thank you guys so much.